All right, mine live.
Calm, good.
All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We the brothers of the great Millstone branch, representing the church out of Cleveland, Ohio. Before we get started, we're going to give our praise, our honor, and our glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ucha, Kwadash.
Double honors to the elders and the elder bishops of the great Millstone. Peace, love, blessings, and many salutations to the Lord's elect, to the Akim now scattered abroad, the four corners of the earth that preach this truth with all truth and with all sincerity. I'm the brother Ra'ib Rakah. I'm here with the brother Shamaria.
Shalom.
And we just come to give you a quick lesson, man. It's a pre-camp lesson through the power and spirit of the Most High and His Son. And we came to feed the sheep, man. Because that's what Yahweh Shai told Peter, man. He said, if you love me, feed my sheep. And we love Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So the example was already given, man. So we ate the roll to get the understanding. We come to give the people the proper understanding through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And we're coming to the time period of the prophecies starting to jump off the pages, man. And there's only a couple prophecies left. And the main prophecy that we're waiting on before World War III and the appearing of our Savior is the M.O.T.B. And if you don't know what that means, we about to give it to you, man. That's an acronym for Mark of the East, except for you put a B in front of East, man. Revelation, the 13th chapter. So without further ado,
this is Revelation chapter 13, starting at verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Now that he is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because when you start at the top, it give you the breakdown of the ancient Roman Empire, man.
It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Because it's a difference between the image of the beast, and the M.O.T. of the beast. The image is the system and the ways and the like how the doctrines of the USA, known as Babylon, in the scriptures, man.
Right. So everything that the beast pushes, like these different holidays, the alphabet agenda, right? The military, right? Democracy, churches, everything that America pushes, black culture, all of these things is a product of the image of the beast. That's so right. You if indulging in any of that, you worshiping the image of the beast.
That's right.
But if you actually take the mark, that's you physically taking that tiny technology. Like the elder brother saying, it's a difference between the two. It says, and it says that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, meaning you're going to be ostracized from society. I forget which Greek word that word kill going to, but basically you're going to be ostracized from society if you don't indulge in the image of the beast, these different things that Esau pushes. If you don't indulge in that, you're going to be ostracized from society. But then it's going to get more intense to the point, if you don't take that M.O.T.B. and get down with the system, not only is you going to be ostracized, but you're going to be hunted after to be unalived, man. It says, verse 16, Revelation 13th chapter, and he causeth all, both small and great.
And when you go into that word cause, it literally means to make, because he's going to change the system. So if he changed the system and you don't get down with the system, you won't be able to be a part of the system.
Yeah, make ready and prepare. That's what he do. That's what he did with the Slam Slimmick, man.
Yeah, he was getting his system and everything into place to make it ready.
It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor.
No matter what your social status is, man. If you're rich, if you're poor, if you're in jail, if you're out of jail, it don't matter.
It says free and bond to receive a M-A-R-K, a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Not a brother about to go into that word mark. Anybody get the root and the root of that and the root of that, which is charagma, charax, and grapho. The charagma we about to go into it.
Well, Salakia, my phone don't got internet, so I can't go into it right now.
We just give it to you like this. The root word of charagma, because that's that word that's there, is charagma, which means an implant or an incision, a cutting in the flesh.
Right, it's a Greek word for mark.
Something physical. It's not spiritual. It's a physical M-A-R-K, man, which is charagma. And then you go into the root word of charagma, it's charax, which is what?
A stake or a pail.
Stake or a pail. So that's the delivery system. Talking about the hypodermic needle. And then the root word of that is
the root word of charax?
Grapho.
Grapho,
which means to write or to prescribe, because these things are your information will be what? Prescribed to that FRIDCHIP.
Right. And it go, another word is record too. Because it's keeping all
Yeah, so let's just say that you was in a high-speed chase and you were in a bad accident and you were unconscious. Only thing they would have to do is scan your hand and all your records will pull up, man. You don't need ID, and they're gonna make it as a way of comfort, like wallets. Let's just get rid of the wallet because you might lose your wallet. But guess what? You can't lose your hand.
Right. Some people don't have. Some people were born in houses, meaning they weren't born in hospitals, so they don't have a social security number. So without a social security number, you can't get a job. You can't do a lot of things you need to do in the world without a social security number. So with that being said, to get around that, we just gonna make all of that. We're gonna put it inside your body and just get rid of all of those different, problems.
And it says your right hand, that just represents your dominant hand, because most of the people in the world are right-handed. But then what about the people that's left-handed? It just represents your dominant hand. And it's easier in your right hand because the right side of your body hold the most heat or something like that. I think.
It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell.
That's the point, that you won't be a part of society. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to sell.
Because it's going to be a new form of currency anyway. It says, save he that had the mark.
Except you have that M-A-R-K, man. Except you have that FRIDCHIP. That's the only way that you're going to be able to partake in this man's society. But it's a judgment for it. And we're about to get that too.
And if I could add too, because you got to remember this devil, he building smart cities right now. And during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have these smart cities. They're going to be so-called thriving, right? But they're not just going to let anybody in these smart cities. You're going to have the M.O.T.B. in order to go into the smart cities and live a life that Esau wants you to live. All the other land masses outside of those smart cities is going to be like wasted land. It's going to be run down. It's going to be like a dystopian city. So you're not going to be a part of those 15-minute cities if you don't got that M.O.T.B, man. Now, you said the judgment for grabbing it, right?
14:9.
You don't want me to finish this out? Just jump.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
This Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right, which is that 666. And then you got that what's that called? A barcode. You got that barcode that's inside that tiny technology. So when they scan your hand, you're the product, basically. Every item or product has a barcode when you purchase it. So when you scan it, it's registered in the system that you bought it. But if you actually take that M.O.T.B, this is the judgment for it. Right? This is Revelation chapter 14 and what's that verse?
9.
All right, verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, in which this is like a poetic metaphor concerning how the Lord is explaining the judgment for taking this. He said that the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh. Now, wine is bitter. So this judgment is going to be very bitter, man. All right. And those who take that M.O.T.B, they're going to have to feel this judgment, that bitter judgment. And it said pour it without mixture because there's not going to be no mercy in this judgment, man. You know, usually wine gets so bitter, you might have to cut it with something, get a chaser, just so it could go down better. But no, man, this judgment is going to be bitter, and it's going to be no way to escape.
And the ultimate judgment is what? Those nuclear missiles that's going to be shot out to destroy the United States of America, known as Babylon in the scriptures, man.
It says, he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of his holy angels.
That's that judgment, man. That fire and brimstone. It's not a actual lake of fire underneath the earth. It's going to be America. It's going to look like an actual lake of fire, like Revelation the 15th chapter say. That he was standing above the firmament and he looked down and saw what? A sea of glass, man. Mingled with fire and blood, man. It's going to be that much judgment. Anyone that's on the shores of America will be destroyed, but that's not the only thing. Revelation 16, 1 and 2.
Yup. This is Revelation chapter 16, start at verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth.
7 though. You got the first plague, the second plague, the third plague, all the way down to the 7th. But that 7th is that nuclear destruction was going to totally annihilate Babylon the Great.
Verse 2, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them.
And when you go into that word noisome, I think it goes back to like death or harmful or something like that. But then when you go into the other word sore, it goes into like a cancer or what's the other one?
Cancer or boil, or
cancer or boil, or
like pus.
Pus. Yeah, pus. Discharge.
Yeah, yup.
Because that's the judgment, and that's how you know it's something physical, man. Ulcer.
Ulcer, yeah, ulcer. Yeah.
That's what it is. Like sores, and you feel me? Like, man, you gonna be fucked up, man. Like a cancerous, ulcerous thing, man, for taking that goes into the 4th industrial revolution, man.
Right, because
he want to merge human with man.
You got to remember how much radiation that little tiny technology produces. And then that shit linked up with the 5G, and now they talking about 6G. It's a lot of radiation being pushed. All right, and you think about people, cancer patients, how do they so-called try to treat cancer patients with the radiation treatment? What end up happening? They end up getting worse and worse and worse. They lose their hair, they weaker. They get more fucked up off the radiation more than the actual cancer itself. Yeah, so how much? Yeah, go ahead.
Because your body naturally got electricity,
protons and neutrons. Yeah. So man, you putting all that radiation in that C-hip in your body. Now you emitting all type of radiation throughout your body, man. So that's the physical judgment too, all right, of receiving that M.O.T.B. People gonna be having sores wherever they took it at, cancer. They're gonna be body all messed up, you know. And you gonna see when the Esau roll out with that C-hip and these people come out lining up in stations to take it, you gonna see a lot of people coming back sick, a lot of people coming back real messed up, dying, just like with the
yabba dabba do.
Right, yabba dabba do. It says now, verse 2, Revelation the 16th chapter, and there went, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. So this is the judgment, man. You know, and I also wanted to grab another precept elaborating more on that fire that the Lord gonna send. You know, because that's gonna be the ultimate judgment for taking that. This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. This paints an image of how it's gonna look. All right, Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
So this is just the proof that the nuclear destruction is a plague also, man.
Yep, and you take that M.O.T.B, you count it as an antichrist. Scripture says many antichrists, which means you fighting against Jerusalem. So it says their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Now, how could your flesh consume away as you stand upon your feet? It's about to expound a little bit more.
It says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Now, all this is happening while you're standing on your feet, because that's what radiation do. It consumes everything, man. So your flesh, your eyes, your tongue, because when you die, your spirit leaves your body and your body drops. So this has to be talking about what? Radiation. What causes radiation? Nuclear radiation, nuclear bombs, nuclear destruction.
Yeah, because you will see somebody get caught in the house fire, and then you can see little fragments and remains of the body. That's not a normal fire that the Lord is about to send, right? The Lord is about to send a fire that's going to melt your bones to ain't no remnants or trace of your body, no DNA that you was even here, man. Yo, you going to evaporate into thin air. That's what the nuclear missiles going to do. So your skin going to melt off your flesh. You still going to be allowed to feel it. Your eyes going to melt out your eye sockets. Still going to be allowed to feel it. Your tongue going to melt out your mouth. And you people going to be alive to feel it, man.
Yeah, because this is just something that Esau say. I'm not backing it. I'm just saying what Esau say. Mm-hmm. He says that nuclear capability is hotter than the core of the sun, man.
Damn.
So just think about how hot the core of the sun is, man.
Calm. That was it on that.
That was it, man. So this was just something quick through the spirit to get our blood flowing before camp. So with that, we're going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Machakwadash.
Double honors once again to our elders and our elder bishops, man. Shalom to the hopeful elect.
Shalom.
Shalom.